Shame on you, Retro 48K, for picking this dreadful game, which I had absolutely nothing to do with. Honest, I swear. Yes, Retro 48K has won the wheel and has picked TH Strikes Back, the sequel to Thunderhoop, which you might have played on the Evercade Gaelco Collection 1. Now, Gaelco were they were sort of, I think they were like a Spanish games company that made arcades in the sort of late 80s, early 90s. You never saw any of their stuff about. Like, it was always the Japanese and American things. And this was the sequel to a game called Thunderhoop. So the main character is called Thunderhoop. I'm sure you can see what this looks like. So this looks a bit like, this is a bit like a Contra Light, this, but with a sort of a heavy metal, as in the movie heavy metal aesthetic. And it is eurojank. It definitely qualifies as eurojank. It's finely polished eurojank, but it is very much eurojank. So the first one of these, which was also an arcade game, as I said, it was on the Evercade. It was more, I want to say it looked a bit like Switchblade, a more cartoony version of Switchblade. So that was a weird fit. Maybe I should have gone for that one. But this one has got ladies' nipples in it. So obviously, being the weird old creep that I am, I had to go with that. And they explode as well. Look at that. They sort of shatter into goo. The reason for that is that Thunderhoop, if you've played the first one, you would know this, was like a genetic experiment who can sort of look at EMP powers, and he can shoot like sonic blasts from his hands. And his little Thunderhoopy powers. And yes, he does look like a cross between Rambo and Goku from Dragon Ball Z. That's not to be disputed. What also is not to be disputed is that Retro 48K definitely picked this game with no influence from me whatsoever. So, what a bad man he is. Anyway, what else to tell you about this? I don't really know a lot about it. I mean, as I say, Gaelco aren't exactly household names. This was never converted to anything. It will be, I think. This will be, if they do a second pack for the Evercade, this will certainly be on it. Gaelco, along with some of those Korean things like Komad, they did have a range of erotic games as well. And you know what? This, I know it's janky, I know it's Eurojank, but it doesn't play that badly. It's responsive enough. There's enough control in it to make you feel comfortable when playing it. It's fine. He wanted me to pick a bad game, and maybe I've let him down. Old Retro 48K. Oh no, I didn't have anything to do with this. So yeah, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's substandard stuff. As we're about to face the first boss, who I love. I think he's such a great character. Look at him there. Look, he's sort of a fat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Donatello gone to seed. And he does that. I love that. He sort of shuffles backwards with pointing his bum at you. Like a fat girl in a nightclub. I mean, my days for that are over, to be honest. As I'm sure they are for many people viewing this, who are most likely to be in their mid to late 30s or their early 40s. I'm sure hardly any of you still go to nightclubs, and probably shouldn't if you do. I mean, it's up to you. Do what you want, but you're probably getting a few stares that are like, dude, I mean, come on. But you do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Just keep that in mind for your self-esteem. So this boss is kind of interesting in a weird way. But you're probably wondering, am I going to do fat turtles as the cock fact? The genital fact of the week. No, I am, along with you, going to learn about cock rings, because I have once again sullied my internet history, and I have just found 17 myths you should know about cock rings. Which, if you're a gentleman, as you are probably, of a certain age, you may at one point find that little Herbert doesn't stand up anymore, and you've got a choice of either going to get some Viagra from Boots, where you have to speak to somebody. I know this because I worked in Boots, and I had many awkward conversations with gentlemen who came in thinking they could just come up to the counter and buy some, and then found out that they had to speak to a pharmacist. And I hope I served them well and didn't make them feel too embarrassed, because that's my online personality, is to make people feel embarrassed, which I'm about to do. So I'm going to pick out some highlights from this. So, will a cock ring make your penis fall off? Though it is technically possible, it is highly unlikely. When a cock ring is in place, it reduces the amount of blood flow out of the penis and scrotum. This can put a lot of pressure on the skin in and around the penis. If the ring is left on too long, it can result in cellular damage. In extremely rare cases resulting from extreme days on end scenarios. And why would you wear that for that long? The damage may be permanent. It can get stuck on your penis. Again, this is technically possible, but again, is very highly unlikely. If the penis drives you... If the penis ring you use is too small, it may become too tight when you're erect. That's why it's important to find the size that's right for you. If you do happen to use the wrong size, there's no need to worry. Many cock rings are made from materials that can be easily cut away if you're unable to roll it off. I mean, that's an awkward trip to A&E. Oh, and you're probably wondering why I'm talking about cock rings, which I haven't explained, have I? Well, the game's called Thunder Hoop cock ring. It seemed like an obvious choice, and so there's that. What's that rat doing there? Anyway, will it pull out your pubes? Well, cock rings come in multiple materials, several of which are unlikely to grab hair. You can also buy cock rings with a flat edge, which prevents them from rolling down your shaft. That's good news. If you're still on edge, consider trimming the hair around your penis and testicles to prevent snagging. Do it like Friar Tuck. Sort of leave a ring of hair around there. That'll look pretty good, I think. Your genitalic topiary should be dealt with accordingly, I think, if you're going to use a cock ring. It won't break your skin. This won't happen if you wear a properly fitted cock ring for the recommended amount of time. There's instructions on the back, like a microwave meal. But you could irritate and inflame the skin. That's my first continue now. I always lose track of these games. If you wear one too long or frequently, or use one that's too small. Getting the right fit is important. I think they've talked about this before. So take your time to find the appropriate size. What can a cock ring do for you? Well, it can help you achieve an erection if you experience erectile dysfunction. Helping you maintain an erection if you have difficulty remaining erect long enough for intercourse or masturbation. Achieving a slightly larger erection. Oh, now we're talking. Achieving a harder erection. Increasing sensation and delaying orgasm and making it more intense when it does occur. Let's finish up then with variations. So apparently you can get add-ons. Like your Jake Rockwell from the Centurions. Fantastic. These include vibrating elements for vaginal and scrotal stimulation, a second loop for the testicles. I mean, that'll keep everything in order, won't it? That was dead smart. Like you've got a gun holster. Attachments for anal or clitoral stimulation. I hope they make a nice like clunk click bolting noise, like they do in like when Arnie's putting his gun together in a movie. That'd be cool. Or ribbed or dotted texture for stimulation. There you go. So who knew there was that many things about cock rings? And once again, my internet history suffers, so yours doesn't have to. But we've all learned something today as we bring Gentle Facts to an end. As I'm about to die in this game, this weird harpy with a buzzsaw is about to kill me. And that's the end of that. So, that's the end of this. Shame on Retro48k for picking this dreadful eurojank. He won't be getting a cock ring from me, which I'm sure he's pleased about. Like, subscribe, and Kay, thanks and bye!